Hi, my name is Victor.
Hi, my name is Michael.
Yeah, we are here to respond to your questions around personal finance. So we've got some interesting questions here. The first one is says I'm an overspender. Can you give me some tips on how I could control my overspending? So Mike, are there responses you have?
Yeah, very great question. In terms of managing overspending, that's the reality of many people anyways. But I guess one thing I would say is budgeting, right? It's important to budget how you spend, budget your finances, budget your income, right? You want to allocate some percentages to all of the important things you need to do, right? All of the important things you need to spend on, say fees, utility bills, feeding, your accommodation, your rent, your clothing, right? Any expense you probably have in the month, you want to create some percentage for that, and then set aside also money for saving and say investing, because I mean, that's, for me, that's one way you could manage overspending, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think another thing I would say would be to know yourself, be self-aware, know your limits.
Yeah.
Again, don't try to impress people, but rather you should try to impress yourself. So, I mean, there are scenarios where, because as a result of your peer pressure or your group of friends, they spend a lot. I mean, your friends could be earning more than you, so if you're not earning as much, you need to cut your coats according to your size. So you shouldn't really be bothered about impressing people, and you should prioritize your own financial, states, your financial status, so that you, at the end of the day, would be in a better position to have some cash to spend for important things, and also know what's important, know what you need, know what you want. It's better to prioritize what you need as against what you want. There are some things that you could want or need that you don't necessarily need to get them now. So you should just know when to postpone some
delayed
gratification. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'll say that's something I would also just add to that.
All right. Great points. Important to be self-aware and know your limitations. Say nobody do pass yourself, right?
Exactly.
So let's take the next question. I struggle to manage my finances. What can I do to have a healthy financial habit?
Yeah, I think you shared some points earlier based on the other question we responded to. I think having a to-do list, having a budget list would help you, manage your finance and have a healthy financial habit. So you should know, what you need on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. So if you want to get, for instance, a car, you see a very nice car and you have some cash with you, you probably, do not need to get that car with the entire cash you have, right? You could, look out for credit facilities, help you, assess funds, get the car, and then you can pay instrumentally. There's something that paying instrumentally does to people. It keeps you very disciplined, because there's something very, very important that you need to pay for. So just having that idea and way of setting goals and targets, it would help you also have a very financial habit. For someone who spends frivolously, you most times do not have an obligation that is very mandatory, right? So, but when there is that, you feel that there's something I need to pay for at the end of this month.
So what about a case where for example, Nigeria, we're largely averse to credit, right? And how do you then advise someone who thinks there's a stigma associated with getting a credit facility to buy something like a car? Or how do you advise someone like that?
Yeah, so I think for me, first off, personally, I'm not someone who really think about what people say or what they think. I think about what's best for me, And again, in developed countries, credit is something that is practiced, And there are a lot of loan companies in Nigeria. I'll be very honest with you. I mean, today, if you look at their financials, it's people who are taking those loans, right? So if you feel that this is going to work for me, you shouldn't think about the stigma. I mean, if you get the car, if you don't get it, people will still talk, right?
Yeah.
So why should you really care about what people would say? So I would say take advantage of the credit facility. I mean, if it works for you, you could even encourage other people to give it a try. A lot of people say some things because of what they hear, not because they have done it. So it would be unwise to just follow what people say as against doing what's work for you. So don't think about the stigma. Nigeria is a developing country, so we also hope to be a developed country where credit is practiced. So there's no point.
Like you said, there are a lot of credit facilities or credit companies in Nigeria, and there are people taking out those loans. I guess where the problem would be is when you don't have a clear goal for why you need that credit facility, right? I mean, people take loans for, in quotes, ridiculous things, right?
Yeah.
You're probably taking a loan to gamble, taking a loan on something that doesn't give you some form of returns, right? It might not be the best approach, right? And might also, damage your finances in the long run. But with regards to taking credit facilities, companies like Branch, right, offer you the opportunity where you can, they assess you based on your credit history, and then able to get funds to, meet your urgent needs or your most important needs,
or even future needs.
Yeah. But another question I would also want to ask on this credit facility discussion or this credit discussion is for someone who is a first-time borrower, right? Someone who has not taken a credit before, who has no credit history, basically. So what I think they should look out for. We're speaking about people bringing balance to their finance, maintaining a healthy financial habit, and one of those ways we have discussed is, accessing credit facilities to, bring balance to your finance. So for someone who's a first-time borrower, how do they what are things they should look out for? Interest rates, other things. What do you think, Victor?
Yeah. So again, for a first-time borrower, you look out for the legitimacy of the firm or the financial institution you're looking to borrow from.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there are a lot of scam out there today, and remember, you are giving out your data. You want to, take funds from firms that you can entrust with your data, right? So they have to be licensed by the CBN. I also heard Branch is licensed by the CBN, by the way. Yeah. So it's very, very important to, first of all, learn about that. And again, understand interest rates, understand the do's and don'ts, because these are loans that's why it's a loan, because you have to pay back and there are interest attached to it. So the failure to not pay, there are obviously consequences for that too. And you have to also learn about that to be in a very good place. If you fail to make your loan repayment or you default, there is a risk of your details being reported to the credit bureaus, and it can affect your employment status, your access to other credit facilities. So as a first-time borrower, you first of all need to get your facts right and understand that yes, I'm ready to take a loan, and with the commitment to make your payment, because if you are taking a loan, you also want to build your credit score. You want to make sure it's positive. Again, we live in a world where we really don't know tomorrow. Something might come up and it's a loan that's going to save you. You don't want to put yourself in a position where just because you defaulted in your last loan, you're unable to access credit facilities for an emergency purpose. So you need to, first of all, be someone who is committed and understand the do's and don'ts. The advantage of taking credit is that it helps you meet an urgent need. helps you achieve a goal you have set for yourself.
Sure.
However, like I said, you also have a responsibility to make your repayments as scheduled, so that you can have access to more credit facilities. Yeah.
I think people also need to understand the loan terms and conditions, the loan policies, basically, because there are some financial institutions that probably don't care about you building a healthy financial habit, which is the crux of this conversation, right? Imagine taking a loan and then you're late on repayment, and the interest, the late fees, right,
Keeps
compounding even more than the principal of the loan that you have taken. That way, you're stuck in a debt cycle, and you're just there. There's no way out. So another thing people should also note, which I think is key, is you need to look at your finances. Obviously, right? You want to go for a higher loan. Does your income, right, give you the opportunity to take such amount of loan and be able to repay easily without having to struggle, right, with repayment and also meeting other obligations or other needs you have? I think that's very important to note as a first-time borrower.
I agree. I also think when you're taking loans, you need to take loans for something that's important. You can't just take a loan to have big parties, to be fair, because you're taking the loan to buy drinks and cook for people.
You need to make
After the party, they will go back home. Some would even say, oh, they didn't get as much food as they wanted. And then after the party, what do? You go back to your bed and start thinking, oh, I have to pay this
to repay.
So, but if you're taking a loan to probably, do your business or to pay your school fees, these are legit reasons why you could take a loan, because you wouldn't have the urge to pay back. Someone who took a loan to host a party, do you think the person would really also to pay?
What happens with people like that in those situations is now you took the loan from lender A, then you go to lender B,
right,
to go and then repay lender A, and then you go to lender C, and you're stuck in a debt cycle maybe until the miracle happens.
I agree. You just can't eat your cake and have it. When you continue to do this, there are implications to your details being reported to the credit bureau.
Yeah.
And it's just bad for you at the end of the day.
Sure, I agree.
Yeah.
So I guess we can wrap it up here. So how would you, tie everything together, from maintaining a healthy financial habit, not being an overspender, and then balancing your credits or your financials with accessing the credit facility? What would be summarize point?
I think everything is intertwined, and again, I'll just in a nutshell, to be a happy person, to be a happy man, a happy woman, you should know your limits, know implications to the actions you take. Again, be very, very careful on different institutions where you just go in and take loans, because again, like I said, there are data, protection agencies around where if your details are all over the place, it's a problem. So you need to be self-aware and do the right thing. Don't compare yourself to people. Avoid comparison. Avoid peer pressure. And just stick to what works for you. Don't go above your limits, in a nutshell.
Yeah. So for me, I would say again, have a clear financial goal, right? And then budget your finances, plan your finances, whether it's for savings, investment needs, or loan repayments. Have clear budgets for that. And also, like you said, to reiterate that, know the financial institution you're approaching for a loan. I mean, for companies like Branch, even when you are late on repayments, they don't post your obituary. Right? So know the financial institution and know what their practices are, their culture, and go with legit companies, and you'll be a financially happy person in the end.
Yeah, one last thing, please don't forget about the stigma, please.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, and we hope we've been able to answer your questions. If you do have further questions or you need clarity on your finances, do well to drop your questions or comments in the comment section.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.